Every day, millions of Americans walk to the end of their driveway, open a small metal box, and take out their mail. It's so ordinary, most people never stop to question it. But look closely. Why is it shaped like a tiny tunnel? Why not a simple square box? Or something completely different? And here's something even stranger. Almost every mailbox looks almost identical. The same curved roof. The same front door. The same little red flag. Was it just a design trend? Or is there a hidden reason that dates back more than a century? The answer begins long before cars, highways, or even suburbs existed. Back when mail didn't arrive in trucks. It arrived on horseback. In the mid-1800s, most Americans didn't have a mailbox at all. If you wanted a letter, you often had to travel to the nearest post office, sometimes several miles away. For families living in the countryside, getting the mail could take hours. It wasn't convenient. It wasn't efficient. And as America grew, the old system started falling apart. The country needed a better way to deliver millions of letters. But solving that problem would require a surprisingly clever invention. One that still stands at the end of driveways across America to this very day. The breakthrough didn't begin with a mailbox. It began with a man. His name was John Wanamaker. In 1896, he became the Postmaster General of the United States. And he inherited a huge problem. America's population was growing fast. But millions of families living in rural areas still had to travel long distances just to collect a single letter. Imagine waiting days, sometimes weeks, for news from family, only to discover the letter had been sitting at the post office the entire time. Something had to change. So the U.S. Post Office introduced a revolutionary idea: rural free delivery. Instead of people going to the mail would come to them. It sounded simple, but it created a brand new problem. Where should the mail carrier leave the letters? Leaving them on the ground was impossible. Rain, wind, snow, and curious animals would destroy them. A new invention was needed. One that could survive every season, protect every letter, and allow the mail carrier to deliver mail without leaving the road. That's when the roadside mailbox was born. But here's the surprising part. Early mailboxes were a complete mess. Some people built them from old wooden crates. Others used metal buckets. Some even nailed boxes to trees. There was no standard size. No standard shape. No standard quality. For mail carriers, it became a nightmare. Every house had something different. Some were too small. Others leaked. Many broke apart after just one winter. The system was becoming chaotic. The post office realized if America wanted a reliable mail service, it needed one reliable design. And that design would become one of the most recognizable objects in American neighborhoods. By the early 1900s, the U.S. Post Office had one goal: create a mailbox that was simple, strong, affordable, and easy for every mail carrier to use. At first glance, the curved roof looks like a design choice. But it wasn't. The curved shape made rainwater slide off instantly, instead of collecting on top of the mailbox. It also made the metal structure much stronger. A flat roof can bend under heavy snow or years of pressure. A curved roof spreads the force more evenly, using less metal while staying stronger. It was simple engineering, but brilliant engineering. Then there's the little red flag. Most people think it's there to tell you your mail has arrived. But that's not why it was invented. Originally, the red flag was for the mail carrier. If you placed a stamped letter inside the mailbox, you simply raised the flag. As the carrier drove by, they instantly knew there was outgoing mail waiting to be collected. No knocking. No waiting. No missed letters. One tiny flag saved millions of unnecessary stops. But there was another reason America standardized its mailboxes: efficiency. Imagine delivering mail to 600 homes in a single day. Every extra second matters. If every mailbox had a different size, different opening, or different height, the route would take much longer. So over time, the U.S. Post Office introduced standards. Not to control people's creativity, but to help millions of letters reach their destination faster, safer, and more efficiently. Suddenly, that little metal box was no longer just a mailbox. It became part of a system, keeping an entire nation connected. Today, the world looks very different. Bills arrive by email. Messages travel in seconds. Packages are tracked on smartphones. Some people go weeks without sending a single handwritten letter. So you might wonder, why are these mailboxes still here? The answer is surprisingly simple. Because they still work. Every day, millions of letters, legal documents, medicines, checks, and small packages still pass through these quiet little boxes. They've survived world wars, the invention of the telephone, the internet, and even the smartphone revolution. Very few inventions can say the same. And here's one final detail most people never notice. The mailbox was never designed to impress anyone. It wasn't built to look futuristic or expensive. It was built to solve a problem, protect the mail, save time, and connect people living miles apart. More than 100 years later, it's still doing exactly that. Sometimes the greatest inventions aren't the ones that change every few years. They're the ones that get the design right the very first time. So the next time you walk past one of those familiar, curved mailboxes, don't just see a metal box standing quietly at the end of a driveway. See a piece of American history. An invention that connected farms, families, small towns, and eventually an entire nation. All with one simple idea: deliver the mail right to your door. And that's the hidden story behind why American mailboxes are shaped like that. If this video made you look at something ordinary in a completely new way, subscribe to Story Behind the Things. Because we uncover the surprising stories hidden inside the everyday things we all take for granted. Thanks for watching. And until next time, stay curious.